Hi everybody, I'm Christian.
I'm Jenny.
And we are Ready to
Disney.
Disney. Listen, people always talk about what rides am I going to go on? What fast passes should I make? What hotel are we staying at? I had a great time at this resort. Met these characters at the meet and greets. Ate at these restaurants. This is the kind of food that we had at this place and that place. Well, this vlog is about none of that. What we're actually going to talk about tonight is one of the greatest magical parts of being at the Disney parks, the rest areas, where you can sit aside in the shade, get off your feet for a little bit, cool down, and watch the magic happen all around you. All right, well, Jenny, let's get started. These are some...
First things first.
Oh.
I heard the other day from somebody online that at just the Magic Kingdom, you're walking 12 miles a day.
Oh, that's right. Yes, yes.
12 miles a day.
If you're there from open to close, that's pretty easy to do. And it doesn't seem like it.
No, but you see a lot of people doing it and not stopping with their little roller carts with their kids and all this other stuff.
12 miles a day.
You need to sit down, people.
And if anything else, just to get some rest. But for us, sitting down and resting and looking at everything, we're actually enjoying the experience that other people are having, especially people watching. And we can usually pick out the first-time Disney goers, and that's a lot of fun.
It is.
So what we're going to do is we're going to show you some slides and talk about some of our favorite places. These are by no means in any order of importance, except maybe the last one. That one's pretty neat.
We'll see.
So anyways, here we go. So the first one we want to talk about, I'm actually going to let Jenny take this one. This is Storybook Circus. This is over on the far side of Magic Kingdom. So what do you like about this particular rest area?
Well, this one, there's a lot of shade. There's a great store called Big Top that I love to go into because they've got all kinds of candy and treats and cookies and things on sticks and things off of sticks. And anyway.
It's one of your favorite stores, right?
Yeah, and it's one of my favorite stores. You'll find a really good pin collection there, and you'll find the really good stuffies there that you want and stuff like that, and hats or anyway. But here you get the famous churro, which is right there in front of Barnstormer. You also have a splash pad for the kids, which is great for the parents. Also, if you're, waterproof, you can go out there and get cooled off. You can, and it's perfectly fine to drink the water. I found that out the hard way one time. That it did end up in my mouth and in my face, and it was fine. I didn't die.
There's a pretty good set of restrooms and
also
water fountain there.
And cold water fountain there. That's one of the ones that I would definitely go to if you're hot and you're overheated and you need something cold. That one actually runs cold. Also with that one, aside from the splash pad and the rides that are there, you've got Dumbo and some of the other rides there, but there's good places to just sit and not have to do anything. And you're off the beaten path, kind of. It's a wide area, so you have a lot of places you can just kind of sit and stretch your feet out. And
there's two places to go from this particular. Now this is a whole land in Magic Kingdom, and the reason why we call this whole area a rest stop is just like what Jenny said, the shade. You can get a drink or a churro. The kids can splash around in the water, cool off. Lots of places to sit. Now remember, Magic Kingdom, all these places, there's not going to be a lot of places that are chair sitting unless you're at a restaurant.
Right.
However, there's a lot of rock wall sitting right here, and it's really not too bad. And you have two exits out of here, so you can go into Fantasyland one direction, or you can go around a very scenic walk around all the greenery and the racetrack and everything and end up in Tomorrowland. At least for now. I don't know how that's going to work after you put in the Tron coaster, but we'll touch on that on a different vlog.
Yeah, but I just want to mention one more thing about the splash pad with the kiddos. The seating there for the adults is really good. You can see your kids. If you just want to let them off the leash and just let them go, you can.
There's also
see everything.
There's also a meet and greet in this land as well.
Yeah, there's actually
the Sneaky Pete's.
Sneaky Pete's, yeah.
Sneaky Pete's. There's a bunch of characters in there. We'll go over
Mickey,
later.
Minnie, Donald.
We'll go over those in a later vlog. Let's keep them
I can't remember who there's four there.
So, that is Storybook Circus. So that's a good place to rest. All right. The next one we're going to talk about, this is Aloha Isle. This is over in Adventureland. Now, the reason why I like...
2 words, Dole Whip.
That's the reason why I like it for a couple reasons. One, this is where the infamous Dole Whip is in Magic Kingdom. All right. Again, we're going to go over that a little bit later. It's delicious. Not the gray stuff, but it is delicious.
Yeah.
All right. The other reason why is because there's seating here. There's seating right along the corner of the restaurant, as you can see over here. But there's also some more seating you don't see in this picture with some tables with umbrellas, plastic umbrellas over them.
And those misters are there.
And there are misters that are occasionally on there. Plus, there's a spitting camel over by the Aladdin ride. So the ground is usually wet, and it kind of keeps things a little cooler. Now, the other reason why this is a good spot, this is the gateway between Adventureland and Frontierland. Actually, one of two. There's a direct hallway here, and just a little bit down from this is the hallway for the restrooms. There's also a store there that is always has their doors open, so you do have some air-conditioned air that kind of floats through here, hits that breezeway, and blows right into this corner. So it's a good place to sit down, have a Dole Whip, watch the people go by, and you'll get a little bit of cool air swirling in there too. So this is one on this side of the park that we really like. The next one we have is Cosmic Rays outdoor seating. Now, Cosmic Rays is a dining, right? It is a quick service, and again, we're going to go over all about Cosmic Rays in a later vlog. But great rest stop right here. So you do have, this is the older side of Cosmic Rays that you're seeing
Starlight
in the picture,
Cafe.
the Starlight Cafe.
Cosmic Rays.
And this is the side that faces the gateway entrance from Fantasyland into Tomorrowland. So you're going to be overlooking the kind of the speedway. So you'll get some good people watching there. It is covered tables. It can get crowded around mealtime. So if you're there around a lunchtime or an early dinner, it may not be the best place to stop. You may not find a table. However, great gateway right here to be able to sit, people watch, grab a drink, and just rest. Now, they did do some construction recently, and they opened the other side of Starlight Cafe, a patio area. And as you can see, that's covered as well, but you get it at the other side. So you get to see the teacups, people coming out of, making their way from Winnie the Pooh and Seven Dwarfs into Tomorrowland, as well as going from teacups to the castle where you can meet Merida along the way.
Now, I do want to warn you, with Florida weather being anywhere between May and August or October, August, September, October, you're going to get rain, whether they tell you it's going to rain or not. Those cover tables are not waterproof, so you will get a little bit of water down your back.
That's true. So you
But
got to
here
watch the roads.
With this one here, you're covered.
You're covered under the roof, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we heard rumor that this is one of the few places outdoors that is not pumping in music from the park itself, but is actually going to put music through the outdoor speakers from Cosmic Ray's performance inside. Now, we've never been to this one. It just opened not too long ago.
We just took the scrim down not that long ago.
So pay attention to our on-site vlogs that we're going to do on our trip. We'll let you know how the seating is and if that's a true rumor or not. Now, the next area, this one is my morning favorite, and I'll tell you why. We've already had breakfast. Typically, one of the days that we go to Magic Kingdom, we start on the Fantasyland side. So we'll do Little Mermaid, Winnie the Pooh, we'll go to Storybook Circus, and we do Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. This is right next door to the exit of Winnie the Pooh, and it looks across the last couple of turns of Seven Dwarfs. So you come out from Winnie the Pooh, you've got people coming out from there. I like that because that's a lot of little kids, and when they start seeing this stuff, the smiles on their faces, that's some good people watching right there. Love hearing the screams from the ride right there. And just beyond this, you're actually looking towards a half wall that usually has the fairy godmother meet and greet.
And the stepsisters.
And the stepsisters a few times a day. So you can get a good group of people watching there.
So you're coming off the carousel right there.
Right.
You've got the big carousel right there.
That's right. Carousel is right around the corner. So you've got a lot of people that have just made their way from the front of the park through the castle and into this area. So you've got a lot of fresh, happy faces. So it's pretty cool. I'm not going to talk much about this restaurant. I will drop a little hint though. Barbecue mac and cheese. That stuff is good.
Yeah.
So That's another favorite of ours. And again, they do have tables. They do have umbrellas on them. They don't really cover the whole table.
And
There's
again,
not a lot of
waterproof.
them. Not waterproof.
No.
But to go ahead after you've done your early morning stuff, great place to sit down and kick your feet up.
Yep.
Now the next one that we want to show you, one's a little interesting. And I'll tell you why. This is way off the beaten path. Not way off in distance, but it's this great little corner. As you notice, there's a couple of signs there. One that says first aid, and it also says baby station. There's also a great bathroom right here that is never busy.
Mm-hmm.
This is directly in between the Casey's restaurant and the Crystal Palace restaurant.
Or Casey's Quick Service.
Casey's
and
Quick
Crystal
Service.
Palace Restaurant.
Exactly. Now there's a big walkway that's in front of this, but a lot of people just walk by it
Yeah,
and never stop
they don't
by.
ever see it.
But as you can see, there's a fountain, there's flower gardens, a lot of shade. There's a big grouping of trees right here. You get a lot of shade. They have metal benches that are actually quite comfortable. So this is a great place to sit.
This has also got cold water fountain.
Yes.
It has with the baby station for breastfeeding mommies. This is a great place to go. It's got a quiet room for the little bit older kids that need a break from the crazy outside.
Yeah, because they're getting overly stimulated. There's a lot of things going on, and some kids are very sensitive to that.
Right.
This is one of the things that we saw in another video and that we've talked about before is, like Jenny said, it does have a quiet room, and it is a quiet area, and it's air conditioned.
Right, and they also have baby diapers, baby bottles, baby
That's
pacifiers, baby blah, 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 that you need to get in case you've dropped it, lost it, or some child swallowed it. You can get it there.
Now, we don't have any idea on pricing or how any of it works, but I tell you what we'll do. While we're there, since this is one of our favorite rest stops towards the end of the day, why don't we go in to that baby center and just check it out, and we can give some more detailed information on what that is. But again, another great corner that is never busy.
Yeah, you can literally sit there for a while and nobody will bother you, talk to you, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
Now, the next place we're going to talk about is Tomorrowland Terrace. Now, this is not on the entryway to Tomorrowland from the castle, but if you're over at the end of Main Street and you're going right past the Plaza restaurant and you come around back that way, this is where you're going to hit the terrace. Now, on the bottom floor,
the famous purple wall.
the famous purple wall,
Instagram wall,
which has now been dubbed the Instagram wall. There's a few around the other parks. We'll get to those later, but there is a purple wall here. It's now been used for Instagram.
That's for Instagram, yeah.
Wow, it's just blown up with that.
Yeah, but
they've painted it new.
Right above that.
This is right above that. Now, this is a restaurant. However, you don't have to eat here in order to sit in the outside area. So you can go up there if you want to, grab a drink from the restaurant. Yeah. But as you can see, you've got great views of not only the castle, but people walking from in front of the castle to get over into Tomorrowland, across the Tomorrowland Bridge. So this is also great people watching. Now, you can't see it in this picture, but there are parts of this overhang here, and it does have ceiling fans.
Yes.
So you'll get some movement of air right there. Shaded. This one is waterproof as long as the rain isn't coming from the open direction.
Right, or you're hanging over the rail.
Or you're hanging over the rail, which they'll tell you no.
Yeah.
But this is a great place to kind of chill and relax, and you're watching really the main hub of Magic Kingdom, because this is the walk up to the castle. And everybody that comes in, especially first timers, they go straight up to the castle. So that's a great one to have. Now, this one is one of my personal favorites, and for several reasons. This is the Liberty Tree in Liberty Square. Liberty Square is kind of nestled in the corner there between the end of Fantasyland, where Haunted Mansion is, and Frontierland. Couple of cool little restaurants here, the Liberty Tree Tavern. You've got the Diamond Horseshoe, which is right on the edge of those two lands. You've got the Harbor House, stuff like that. But this is Liberty Tree. It's right next to the Liberty Bell. Now, interesting fact, guys, about the Liberty Bell that's here in Walt Disney World at the Magic Kingdom. In 1976, they went out and cast 50 different replicas of the original Liberty Bell in Philadelphia. And the 50 were, each one was supposed to go to each state, and the state could determine where they wanted to put it. Well, Florida didn't want to put theirs there. I'm not going to tell you yet where they put theirs. But what happened was Walt found out that Philadelphia or Pennsylvania now had the original and a replica. So Walt contacted the government there in Philadelphia and said, hey, can I purchase this from you guys? They went ahead and donated it. So they have one of the actual 50 replicas of the Liberty Bell right
Hanging
over here.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a cool little fact. There's a great view here of the walkway between Haunted Mansion and Frontierland. You can also look out over where the Liberty Bell, B-E-L-L-E, riverboat is that goes around Tom Sawyer Island. So there's also a great produce cart right off of this picture.
This is where I get my cup of pineapple.
You can, well, you know, last year they didn't have the pineapple.
I know, and I was sad.
But
Very,
they
very
do
sad.
have bananas, grapes, apples, oranges. They have waters. They have juices. They even had coffee this last year.
Joffrey's.
That's right. So again, as you can see around the tree, a lot of rock wall seating. You do have shade underneath there. Just to the Haunted Mansion side of this, you are going to have an area that has a few little tables outside.
And I think there's fans in this one too, right?
No.
If you go like where the fruit stand is, if you go behind the fruit stand, that covered area has.
Oh, it does
ceiling
have
fans.
one or two, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a great hub. This is another busy area right here. So Liberty Tree, and it's also gorgeous at night. It really is, because if you notice, it's lit not only by the street lamps but also by different lanterns all throughout. So that's pretty neat. Getting to the end of our list, I promise. This next one is right off of Main Street, next to the Crystal Arts store. If you're coming from the train station towards the castle, this will be on your right-hand side. This one is great. It's also not very crowded outside of parade time. Now, during parade time, you'll see a lot of parents over here while their older kids are standing there by the parade. But other times of the day, great little corner, not very busy. It's just a little offset of Main Street. And as you can tell, there's a couple of tables. One of them, I think, has an umbrella. Last time we were there, neither one of them did. There's also a couple of benches underneath some covered parts. And it's just a great way to get away.
This is also a good place to pull your kid aside in case they're having a tantrum or whatever, for them to cool.
It happens, right? It's hot. It's a long day.
Yeah.
You know, do a count to 10.
For that.
It's a good place for that. But this is also a good way to watch people going up and down Main Street. And it's really interesting to see the faces are way different when they're coming in Main Street than when they're going out and going home. Boy, do they look beat, tired. You know, sometimes
happy face and then sad face.
And then exactly. But this is a great little area too. Our next to last place that we like to really go to.
This is mine.
This one is all Jenny's.
Okay, this is Rapunzel's Tower, which is my favorite place to be.
Which is right between Fantasyland and Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
Right outside. It's adjacent to. It's a Small World, and right across the entrance from Peter Pan.
Yes, that sounds right. We'll
Yes.
go with that. Another cold water station. The loo there is incredibly clean all the time. I've never had any problems there ever. Here they have a special couple of things. They've got seating. They've got Pascal to look for, and I think there's 6 Pascals to find. I think someone actually said there was 10, but I've only seen up to 6. That you can have your kiddos kind of roam around, look for him, and they're still within that same area. So you can kind of let them off the leash again, let them do what they want to do, and kind of look around. Now, here's something really cool with the seating. Go ahead and go to the next one. These have charging stations for your cell phones and your tablets and your fun electronics that you want to take pictures with while you're there.
Digital camcorders, stuff like that. There are many USBs.
Yeah, you can charge here. And there's also one of those stick stations, the charging stick station.
The charge pod stations.
The little sticks.
Yeah.
It's real close to there. But this one, you can sit back, plug your thing in, whatever you got, and just chill for a while.
Now, I want to add to this just a little bit. For those of you, you're probably going to go to Magic Kingdom a couple of times, especially at night. It's a whole different world at night. You watch the fireworks from the front the very first time. You get a very good sense of the show, the projections on the castle, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
The next time you're there at night, this is where you want to be to watch the fireworks.
Or even the second showing of the fireworks.
Well, they don't do the second showing anymore. No.
They
It was 2 parades and 1 showing of fireworks,
okay.
but the parade's no longer
They used
there.
to have a secondary show anyway.
But this is a great place to watch. First of all, it's not going to be as crowded. Second of all, you've got the ambiance of the lanterns and stuff there, but this is where they fire the fireworks off from. Right behind this building is where a lot of the big fireworks come from, so you're closer to them. You get that feel. You can hear every scream.
Your heart in your chest is so...
But it's a great vantage point because now you're not getting any blockage from the castle, and they're right there.
And the children screaming.
I told you. So, anyways, great fireworks watching spot.
Highly recommend it.
Now, the last place we want to talk about is none other than the train station. Now, this is the back side of the train station.
Backside of water.
Facing the inside of the park down Main Street.
Yes.
This place has it all. For one, you've got tables and chairs up there. You've got covered area if it starts to sprinkle or rain. You can go inside it.
Yeah.
It is air conditioned inside.
Yes.
Personally, though, one of the best things I love about this, day or night, the view you get from it. Check that out. Right down Main Street, you can see everything all the way up to the castle. Good luck finding this spot during fireworks. You better be there probably an hour and a half early. Stake your claim and just stand or sit there the entire time waiting for the fireworks. But any time of day, great photo opportunities.
Yes.
Great place to just welcome in the magic of being at Disney World, being at Magic Kingdom.
Now, a couple other things with just this shot here. The front part that you're seeing here, this bit here, there's places to sit, there's places to chill here. You will see characters like there's Pluto right there. But as you go further in, there's a green hub where there's a lot of grass right in front of Casey's. Now, the reason we're not mentioning that is because there's no shade. There's no actual places to sit. You're kind of just on the grass in the lawn. But
Correct.
If you need a place to sit and your kids are kind of having a moment, they need to chill out and chillax, sit down, that's a place to go that doesn't get real busy, but there is no shade. So if it rains, you get wet. If it's too hot, you melt. So,
but this is a great one. Usually our first time into the park for our trip, I try to get up there either on the way in or the way out and really just take it all in. So, that's it, guys. That's it for our vlog. Well, I won't say for this week. We may have another one this week. Not sure yet. But I hope you enjoyed this. And until next time, have fun storming the castle.